From the Watergate Building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now, here are Hotline editors Chuck Todd and John Mercurio.
It's Hotline TV. I'm Josh Kraushar.
And I'm John Mercurio. Chuck Todd is off this week. He's on a knitting cruise, actually. Nancy Pelosi has already lost one battle as Speaker-designate. In her push to get Congressman Alcee Hastings named Intelligence Committee Chairman is giving fodder to cable news networks who wonder if she'll lose yet another battle. All right, Josh, what's going on with the Intelligence Committee?
Well, the New Democrats want Jane Harman. Blue Dog Democrats want Jane Harman, who's currently the minority, the minority ranking member of the Intelligence Committee, and Alcee Hastings is the favorite of the Congressional Black Caucus. There's a controversy between both those members, and Nancy Pelosi really can't win no matter what she does. She has to kind of find a third candidate to lead the Intelligence Committee to kind of defray the controversy.
Right. But what's the controversy? Why doesn't she like what? We understand the Hastings things. You know, he was impeached. She already lost with Jack Murtha, who had his own sort of ethical issues. The question is whether she really needs to risk another fight with an ethically challenged candidate in this fight. What's wrong with her relationship with Jane Harman, and why can't the two of them work together? Why does she have all these personal squabbles going on with her members?
Well, Jane Harman is the kind of New Democrat, the kind of media-friendly face on the Intelligence Committee that would help the national party. She'd be someone who Democrats could point to and say, this is a centrist on national security. We're legitimate on national security.
Right.
But they have a personal animosity that goes back several years, and based on some stories that have been written in the press, it looks like her personal issues are getting in the way of good politics for the Democrats.
So what are the other options there? If we're not going to go with Hastings, if we're not going to go with Harman, who are the other potential candidates?
One name mentioned is Texas Congressman Silvestre Reyes, who spent time in his career as a Border Patrol agent, so he has some credibility on national security. Another name mentioned is Norm Dix, who's a hawkish, pro-military Democratic congressman from Washington, who is also a Murtha ally and would kind of, go beyond the divide that's currently in the Democratic caucus.
Okay, but there's even a third member that I know that the blogosphere, at least, is interested in trying to get behind.
Rush Holt, a fairly liberal member.
Relatively young, junior member of the caucus.
Up and coming, if you will.
If you will.
If the bloggers get their way. He's sort of someone who kind of works with the progressive members of the Democratic caucus, but he also doesn't have any ethical issues to deal with. So he would be an interesting compromise choice, and would mean that the bloggers would get their way if that happens.
Would finally have a win. All right, there you go, the inside information on the Intelligence Committee that Pelosi probably wishes was still classified.
Thanks for watching today. I'm Josh Kraushar.
And I'm John Mercurio. Tune in tomorrow for The Big Show on Hotline TV.